was so shy and introverted, but I think just the camera gave me so much confidence. I used to hate wearing Indian wear when I was growing up, but I love it now. I do feel like an ancient being right now.
Hello everyone, I have one of the creators, actors whose success story inspires us, and she's really made it. I have Dolly Singh on the Social Nation show today, and I'm gonna get to know her a little bit more than what I have stalked her on Instagram. How did you start your journey of content creation?
Started on the fashion blog, which was at that point a big deal to have. People were blogging all around, and I used to write a blog literally, every week, twice, and it was really fun. And I think content-wise, it was just catching up. People just starting to post photographs, and fashion was there, and I think uske alawa there was nothing really content-wise looking. We were only looking at pictures our friends were posting on Instagram, right? So it was that little period of time where this was just coming up, and that's when I started. So I do feel like an ancient being right now, because I feel like I've seen it all. And I started with that, and then I somehow very accidentally went into comedy and did that. And I think I've just realized a lot about myself through this journey, because I always thought I'm this fashion girl and I'm going to have a job and the blog will never work out and it'll always be just a side thing. But I think when the comedy thing picked up and video content picked up in general, over social media, everybody was just obsessed with watching videos. And I mean, we are still right now, even today, we're just scrolling all day. And I think that really made me understand my own self. I think I was always confused, what is it that I want to do? I always wanted to perform in some ways, but pata nahi tha, because I was so shy and introverted. But I think just the camera gave me so much confidence, and especially as a creator, you don't have to do it in live spaces. You can just do it with your camera and just like your tripod and in a room and put it out in the world. And I think that just was a very much like, it gave me such a confidence boost as a girl, and made me realize so many things I never realized about myself. So the journey has been honestly quite fulfilling.
Yeah. And you started off with a fashion blog.
Yeah.
And I love your fashion. I mean, it's very hatke. It's just lovely. But do you have an inspiration when it comes to fashion?
I mean, so many people. Alexa Chung, this she's just been an idol for a long time. She's also like skinny, so I feel like in fashion, especially, you need your representation. You need to look at someone who looks like you, maybe a little bit, and then you can see, okay, if it looks good on her, it'll look good on me.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like, anyone skinny I would look at, because I feel like, I was like, if they can carry it, maybe I can carry it.
Yeah.
Although not models, because that's a different category altogether. But I've looked at people, and I also feel lately, I feel like my inspiration also comes from like I think social media has done this wonderful thing that everything is beautiful now. Everything is aesthetic. Yeah. Even your mother's bangles are aesthetic. Yeah. Things that you were cringing on back in the day, or it was classist in a form. I think today, everything, you can just look at it from a perspective of aesthetic. And to me, that's a beautiful thing, because I think everything then just becomes beautiful, and nothing has to be tacky or stupid, or, if it works for you, it works for you. So I think that way I have a lot of inspirations, but I think I mostly work on what is going to work for me and what I get inspired from. And culture-wise, I think in India, we have so much going on, and I love to play with that. So I realized I used to hate wearing Indian wear when I was growing up, but I love it now.
But you pull it off like a pro.
I mean, now, but as a kid, I hated it. I would just want to wear like jeans and top. But now I love it. I love to experiment with like saris and suits, salwars, and I think even culture. Like, I love a parandi, in the hair. I think that's such a beautiful, fashionable touch to have. I love it.
Lovely. Also, a South Delhi girl, which like made you like famous.
Yeah.
Where did you find the inspiration from?
I actually had a struggle with that, because I'm not from Delhi.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what a South Delhi girl is supposed to be. So the first few times when we did those videos, I kept asking my director, कि इसका मतलब क्या है? What is this? What does it mean? Because I'm from Nainital, वहाँ north south ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. Everybody is Nainital. So he was like, just do this, just say this, just the first two videos I didn't understand it. But by the third video, I wanted to do my own research, and the only reference I had was I had gone to Emporio Mall once. I've only still been there like thrice maybe. I get so intimidated by the money there. But I'd gone there once with my college project, and all I could see was like these, women who were done, and like their faces were done so well with makeup, hair, everything is in place, and they have a nanny or like a help who's carrying the bags and the baby, and their lives kind of rely on them, and that's where I wanted like a Sunita. I was like, I have to have a person who's in charge of my life, and I think that's where I got my ideas from, and then slowly it started building up, and then you actually go to fashion parties and stuff and meet those kind of people, so you get some more material. But it was fun exploring that because I never knew what a South Delhi girl is supposed to be, and that whole thank you and Hindi nahi aata hai, that whole vibe was, I think, easy to catch on to because it's very cute and it's very much there.
Yeah. Your journey from a blogger to a content creator to now an actor is just lovely. So you are definitely like experimenting with different things now. But for content creators, how important do you think there should be an exit plan, and do you think there should be a duration to how much you should create content and let's start exploring other things?
No, I feel like, I feel like one of those people, we are still like headless chicken. We don't know where we are heading. This is a first for all of us. Content creation as a whole thing has just come up. Boom. We don't know where it's heading. We don't know what's going to happen. I think we'll actually be the first few people to really see because we were the first few people to start.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do have this, thinking, I think, it's not going to last. There's a shelf life and ye khatam ho jayega. But then I also see creators who are in their 50s, who are in their 60s making content. I've seen dadis making recipes.
Yes.
So that really makes me sometimes feel that maybe it won't be an end. Maybe it will keep changing the way you grow. Your content might change with you. Like I started with fashion, then I went to comedy, then I also love, storytelling. I love filmmaking. Filmmaking is something I want to get into. Acting is something I've realized I enjoy, and maybe I'll get into that more. But I feel like content might not stop. It might not have a shelf life. It might go on. Even actors who are acting are making content every day. You're seeing actors actually actively making content. So I feel like it might not need an exit strategy. It might need you to strategize how to change it over time. If that's still your main livelihood, of course you might want to work on it and see how you can get more audiences. That might be a struggle. But I feel like I have hope in that sense that maybe you don't need to exit.
You were amazing in Thank You for Coming. And but how did you get the confidence, with so many actors? And is it different than what you create? Obviously, it is different. But then, what was the feeling like?
The feeling is honestly great. I think, when I did my first show for Netflix, that was, I think, where I kind of stumbled because I was not used to having 200 people on the set, I'm just used to having one camera in front of me and nobody else in the room. Yeah. So it was such out of, my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I do remember really badly messing it up on the first day. And my director was like, it's okay. But I mean, I caught on. I understood how that works. I learned that process. And of course, that show and me, I wasn't good in that. But I'm learning. It's a process and it's a thing that I want to take on to. I want to learn acting. I want to get into it more and more. But it is definitely different. It's so different. But at the same time, I did realize it's so rewarding because sometimes just being in front of the camera alone, it can be so lonely to write everything on your own, to edit everything on your own. But to have a team who's building this one big thing and everybody's coming together and everybody has a particular job to do, I think that in itself is also such a beautiful experience. You get to learn with everybody. And also just it is intimidating to act with actors who are real-time actors and actually are fabulous at what they do. It is intimidating, and I think it's been, but they've all been so open, honestly. They've all been so open to teaching you, open to your own process of how you want to deal with this and how you want to learn it. But it's been really nice that way.
Very nice thing that you mentioned was that content creation can get lonely, and there are times when you kind of fall back on friends, and we love your friendship with Komal. It's just lovely. But how important are female friendships for you?
A lot. As I'm growing, I feel like I just imagine a world with women, no men around. But no, I mean, seriously, I feel like as I'm growing up, my ideas of feminism and everything, the kind of world I come from, I was very misogynistic initially. I used to be this person. I was bullied, and then I don't think I would bully people because I'm very bad with confrontation, but I still would judge people.
Yeah.
You judge what is she wearing?
Yeah.
maybe अपने मन में ही सही, but that's
हाँ.
still misogyny, right? Like you're like ये गवार है या ये है और इस औरत पे, you know, that whole thing of just pitting women together. And I also came with the whole baggage of, oh, women can never be friends, only boys can be friends. So I'll make friends with boys, although they never made friends with me. But I came from all these perspectives, and I think, you know, then I came to this city, and of course, like you read up, you see social media, you see you watch movies, you learn so much. Now I'm a hardcore feminist, and I feel like, you know, there's so much unlearning to happen, and I never had amazing female friends, but I think Komal was definitely one of the first. And we met when we were nothing. We literally didn't have enough money to even like buy coffees. But there was so much passion, and I think both of us really found that passion in each other, and it was so, we could share it, you know. She loved fashion, I loved fashion.
Yeah.
And that's how it bloomed, and we've built this whole thing together, and, you know, our journeys have been, I mean, I feel so proud of her. She just finished a house,
Yes.
and I was just feeling so giddy and emotional yesterday that she's come so far. It's been really nice, and also the fact that she's in the same industry just also really helps.
It really helps, yes, for sure. We hope this friendship continues, and we hope you keep creating lovely content, and we get to see you more on the big screen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
so
Nidhi.
much.
Thank you.
All the best.